Dr. Jackson, how can parents help their kids to develop a biblical worldview as it relates to science?
How can parents teach their kids a biblical worldview? You teach them the science, you filter it out, make sure that all these things that are anti-biblical statements that are in most science books, that you point out to the students that that's not right. How the digestive system works is science that nobody disagrees about. Why the digestive system works is a biblical worldview issue, and how it got there is a biblical worldview issue, on which, of course, the seculars would disagree with the answers to those. So what? We never disagree on the data. I mean, it's there. What are you going to do? Some Christians try to say, well, the dinosaur bones, Satan put those in the ground just to confuse us. In the first place, let's not give Satan that much credit. He can't create anything. I think it's one of the things he hates about God is only God has the power to create. Satan can't. We can't create either. All we can do is manipulate the creation. And many of Jesus's miracles were manipulating the creation. But of course, in Genesis, God speaks things into being. I think the best thing that homeschool or any kind of Christian parents can do for their kids is to do what Carl Sagan said: teach them how to use a baloney detector. What kind of stuff is baloney? When you're reading something, you read a new article in the newspaper or in Time Magazine or Wired or Newsweek or Omni, or you just see something on TED Talks or something on another YouTube channel. Get out your baloney detector. Teach your kids how to separate fact from theory, fact from opinion, evidence. And evidence and proof are not the same thing either. You know, you have to teach them these nuances that will prevent people from convincing them about stuff. I mean, right from the beginning in the Garden of Eden, the serpent wasn't calling up just facts. He called up interpretations to Eve. He said, oh, I heard that you couldn't eat any of these fruits. Now, that was a lie, of course, but he got Eve to defend God. He got her on the run. Oh, no, we can eat all of them except for one. We can't even touch that one. Then she overstepped, because God never said you couldn't touch it. He just said you couldn't eat it. I always like to say they could have played hacky sack with the thing and it wouldn't have been a sin. But eating it, yeah, and devouring it and consuming it was what was against the rules. So it was half-truths and lies mixed in and gradually got to something that was Satan's opinion. You know, you'll be like him if you eat that. That was his theory on it. Of course, it was not true. Maybe he even thought it was true because he felt he achieved personhood by disobeying God. Maybe he really thought that they would too, and their eyes would be open in a good way, like he feels like his are open. Of course, he's a liar, and basically he's an insane angel. He's lost his mind. How else could an angel justify the goals that he set forth in Isaiah, the 5 I wills? You know, he couldn't do that. So teach your kids to separate out when someone's just cleverly stating their theory or opinion versus when they're actually reporting fact, and teach them also to wonder if they're lying about the fact. Teach them how to discern. And of course, we have a supernatural gift of discernment by reason of use that we can use, which is an advantage that we have over unbelievers.